So here in New Braunfels, Texas, you're gonna find one of the biggest cultural icons of the South, a Buc-ee's. And if you're not familiar with what a Buc-ee's is, think about it as a combination of Walmart mixed with a gas station. And what do they have in there other than a lot of gifts and a lot of other really cool things? They've got a lot of foods that are unique to a Buc-ee's. So in this video, I'm gonna tour Buc-ee's and I'm gonna show you some of the most interesting, weirdest, and downright oddest foods that you can find at the world's largest Buc-ee's here in New Braunfels, Texas. So let's go in and tour the world's largest Buc-ee's. I'm Dave Kaufman, and this is Dave Kaufman Eats the World. So the first thing you see when you walk into a Buc-ee's are poppers. I actually thought that said poopers at first, but well, that's just me. You have doggy treats. You have all these cool doggy treats, these doggy treats. You have hot dog doggy treats. Donut doggy treats. But then, look at this. You have this whole gift shop in here. And then of course, over here, Beaver nuggets. So a lot of YouTubers will come here and do food reviews and tours of Buc-ee's. They always feature the Beaver nuggets. These are really good, but not quite unique enough for this video. So we're gonna pass on these. I'm still gonna get some, but just not feature it in this video. All right, look at this. We've got Buc-ee's. I don't even know what they call these, but you buckle up with Buc-ee's and these go on your seatbelt in your car, and you can have the Buc-ee's Beaver like right across your chest when you're driving. Not really what I want on my chest when I'm driving, but you know. And then over here, we've got Buc-ee's Fun Straw. So you've got like the nose and the mouth of the Buc-ee Beaver with a big long straw. That's kind of cool. And here you have the Buc-ee's onesie costume, complete with Buc-ee hood. Me putting this on, probably not gonna happen, which, you know, it's probably a good thing. Last time I was in Buc-ee's in Florida, I bought this t-shirt with the Buc-ee Beaver, and I've worn it so much that it's faded out, but look at this. We only have like, well, double XL, I guess would work. I don't really like the red one. I like the black one. And even though I already have this shirt, I'm gonna buy another one because I'm gonna wear this one out too. So this goes in the cart. Okay, so that's the Buc-ee's gift shop back there. They were really slacking on the t-shirts. That went from small to double XL on a lot of the cool t-shirts. So I'm only gonna get like 4 of them. But leaving the gift shop, over here, the whole rest of this place is all food. So in this challenge to find the top strangest foods here at Buc-ee's, there's a couple of rules. One of them is that it has to be, well, kind of relatively odd, or what's the point of doing this? But 2, it has to be a Buc-ee's signature brand food. I guess those are the only 2 rules. All right, so right over here is their world famous jerky. They've got more jerky flavors than you probably have ever heard of. They've got mesquite peppered, lemon peppered, regular peppered, and I guess it goes on to the floor. But look at that, ghost pepper beef jerky down there. They've got steakhouse jerky, bohemian garlic with 0 sugar, which is just no fun. Teriyaki, cherry maple, Korean barbecue, sweet and spicy, jalapeno, honey, hot and spicy, ghost pepper again, but yeah, tons and tons of their own beef jerky here. Cherry maple sounds actually pretty dang good, but not unique enough for this video. Okay, so what are these here? These look interesting. It's like a sample of all of their different fudges. Look at how well this fudge is packed in here. All right, and then in this section, we've got a variety of cheese and meats. That is actually Buc-ee brand. You can get pork tender with cheese and pretzel cup. That's kind of cool. We've got these thingies, pecan praline cookies. God, those look good. Not unique enough though. Over here, we've got chocolate chip cookie dough bites. And then these are party time cookie dough bites. And then look at this, banana pudding with Nilla wafers. This looks absolutely amazing. Not unique enough for this video though. All right, maybe a small one. Not very a unique item, but I've got to try it. So we're gonna get a small one. All right, and so right in the middle of any given Buc-ee's, you're gonna find what Buc-ee's is really known for. On this side, you've got the fudge, you've got all the sweets over here. On the other side is the Texas Roundup. This is some of the best gas station food you can get. All right, and so right over here at the Texas Roundup, you have all of these sandwiches. You have pulled pork sandwiches. You have sliced turkey sandwiches, sausage on a stick, 3-meat sandwich. That might be what I'm gonna get. Hey. Oh, they were all chanting back there. But look at this, look at how they make the meat. So right there, you can just watch them make that pulled pork sandwich, chop up all that pulled pork, and look at that. I mean, it's not a big guy in front of my shot, or another big guy in front of my shot, or this skinny guy in front of my shot. Look at how much meat they put on their sandwiches. That is just piled high with that pulled pork. All right, and then right over here, we've got all sorts of different jerkies. This stuff looks actually really fresh. You've got ghost pepper jerky, hot and spicy jerky, peppered turkey jerky, that rhymes, Korean barbecue, Bohemian garlic, lemon pepper, basically the same thing that you have packaged, but this just looks a little bit more fresh. This is peppered dried beef. Is it good?
More juicier than jerky.
It's more juicier than jerky. Oh, we're gonna have to try this peppered dried beef. 30 bucks a pound. Damn. Down here you have venison and pork dried sausage ring. That actually looks really good. I mean, what other gas station in the world has this? So we're gonna get a little sampling of this venison and pork dried sausage ring here, because they have free taste tests, which is actually pretty cool. All right, we have our venison and pork dried sausage ring. All right, I'm gonna give this a try right here in the store. Oh wow, this is really good. You can, usually when they make this, they put in like, let's say 80% pork to 20% venison, and you can't even really taste the venison in it. This, you can really taste the venison in it. This is super good. All right, so if they're giving out free samples, we're going for the cherry maple barbecue. I wonder how many free samples you can get here. So I've got my free sample of the cherry maple jerky. Let's give this a try.
And I'm gonna have a pound of the stuffing.
Oh wow. This is super sweet. You can really taste the cherry on it. Really taste that maple flavor coming through. And it's chewy. It's not dry and like you have to really like chew this a million times just to get through it. So how many samples can we try here? Oh, as many as I like. All right, so if we can try as many as we like, let's try the Korean barbecue next time. Look at that. That looks actually really good. This is insane. I could do the whole food review like right here at the beef jerky stand and not have to pay a thing for it. But seriously, I'm gonna buy a lot of stuff. Thank you, sir. Awesome. All right, so this one is the Korean barbecue jerky. Look at that. All right, let's give this a try. Korean barbecue has a really sweet barbecue taste to it. That's one of the reasons I really like Korean barbecue. But Korean barbecue and a jerky. Oh yeah, and that aftertaste of that sweet barbecue sauce. Damn, they have some really good jerky here. All right, so you've been very generous giving us samples. I'm gonna get one of the peppered dried beef, but the big chunks here. So that comes in at $4.80 for that big stick of meat right there. This is gonna be good. This is one of the unique items that you're gonna find here at Buc-ee's. Thank you so very much. All right, in the cart you go. All right, so one of the things that makes Buc-ee's famous are their cinnamon rolls. Look at that. I mean, that is an enormous cinnamon roll, and you can get it with pecans or without pecans. But they also have pecan bar over here, lemon bar, patty tail, which I believe is the same as a lemon bar without the lemon, but just maybe Beaver flavored. But look at this. Birthday cake whoopie pie, red velvet whoopie pie, chocolate whoopie pie. I love the names for these things. So over here on this side of the store are all the packaged foods like nuts and chips and candy and things like that. Most of this is Buc-ee's brands, and there's a couple of unique flavors over here we're gonna try out. Ooh, Buc-ee bar milk chocolate over here, dark chocolate. So much Beaver stuff. Buc-ee's Overbite, dark chocolate cookies and cream. Dark chocolate with peanut butter. This is enough to give you diabetes. Over here, we've got Buc-ee's Cosmic Pops, Cherry Cola. I think that these are like those Pop Rocks where you stick them in your mouth and they explode. That's kind of interesting. Not really unique enough for this video. There's a lot of unique stuff here, and we're just gonna shop around until we find the unique foods here. All right, look at all these Buc-ee's jellies. Look at this. We've got prickly pear cactus jelly, or jam as it were. We've got Grandma Gigi's pepper jelly. All right, so we have definitely got to put one of these jams or jellies to the taste test. It's a toss-up between Grandma Gigi's pepper jelly and prickly pear jam. And I think because we're in Texas, we've got to go with the prickly pear cactus jelly, or jam as it were. but we gotta find some crackers to go with this. This is one of the odd foods that you're gonna find at Buc-ee's. That puppy goes in the cart. All right, so over here, we've got a big vat of grape cotton candy, and below that, watermelon cotton candy. That actually sounds really good. All right, so I think we've got to try this watermelon cotton candy. That's a pretty odd food that you're gonna find here at Buc-ee's. And it is only $1.59. All right, watermelon cotton candy in the cart. So over here, we've got peanut brittle, we've got coconut peanut brittle, we've got just regular peanut brittle, we've got pecan brittle. But right here, we've got jalapeno peanut brittle. Now that is an odd candy. This guy is going in the cart. So down here, they even have little sleeves of premium crackers. This will go good with our prickly pear cactus. These two items, they go together. They're married now. Till eat do they part. All right, so over here, we've got all sorts of pickled stuff. We have pickled okra right there. We have candied jalapenos, which sound really good. But being from the north, we don't really have pickled quail eggs. So here in Texas, probably not really weird, odd, strange food. But me being from Minnesota, that's pretty odd. I've never tried these before, actually. So we're gonna try Buc-ee's brand pickled quail eggs. All right, so out of all the sandwiches that they have here, these guys caught my attention. Sausage on a stick with a tortilla. Not really weird, but kind of unique to Buc-ee's. So I'm gonna get this. Over here, we have got so many different kinds of fudges. Blueberry cheesecake. We've got chewy praline. Banana pudding. Holy crap. Okay, so this is the banana pudding. Not really an odd food that you're gonna find here at Buc-ee's, but Buc-ee's is known for its fudge, so we've gotta try it. And I'm a sucker for anything banana. Let's give this a try. Oh my God. Oh, ooh. Man, first you get hit with that creaminess of the fudge, but then right afterwards, that flavor of that banana just whacks you upside the head. This may be the best fudge I've ever had. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not really a big fudge guy, but if you're adding banana pudding to fudge, I am totally down with that. That was really good, and I probably have to get a brick of this for later. Maybe all that they have left. All right, let's stop and take a tally of what we've got here. We have got prickly pear cactus jam. We've got our sausage on a stick. We've got our jalapeno peanut brittle. We've got our watermelon cotton candy. We've got our big stick of peppered dried beef. And for dessert, we've got our pickled quail eggs. So these are the top unique and kind of odd food items that I'm gonna test out here at Buc-ee's. All right, $73 later, we are heading out of Buc-ee's to try all of this awesome, weird, crazy, odd, unique foods found here at Buc-ee's. This is how we're going to do this. We are going to start with an appetizer, and that appetizer is going to be this prickly pear jam on a cracker. And we're gonna try this first. So I've got a big old heaping spoonful of that prickly pear jam on a saltine cracker here. We're gonna give this a try. Okay, that is really interesting. So first you're hit with the sweetness of the jam, and then after that, you're hit with the tartness of that prickly pear. I've had prickly pear a number of times just by itself, and yeah, it does kind of have a tart taste to it, but this kind of combines that sweetness and that tartness in one jam. This is not only an odd food that you can find here at Buc-ee's, but it is really sweet, really tart. Those two flavors mixed together to make an actually really delicious jam. So item number one, prickly pear jam. This is an absolute hit. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to our big chunk of peppered beef jerky steak. And this, I wanted to try over all the other jerkies that we did try in there. And look at this, that is a big old chunk of beef. And so again, this is the dried peppered beef, but that is super thick, super meaty looking, and you can just see all those little sprinklings of pepper on that. This looks really good. We're gonna give this a try. You know, I expected this to be tough. I expected to have to rip through this like a big piece of jerky, like a big piece of dried meat. But look at that, that is really tender, really moist inside. It is not at all like a big piece of dried beef. This is super meaty and super delicious. And the pepper in this really doesn't overpower it, it complements it. Usually when you get like gas station jerky that's peppered, all you really taste is that pepper. It's overpowering. This is not. This is just the right amount of pepper. So this big log is number two. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. Okay, so number 3 is another unique food to Buc-ee's, and that's this big old sausage wrapped in a tortilla. And you can feel, I mean, it's really warm inside this plastic wrap, but I'm gonna open this up and we're gonna give this a try here. I like that this is wrapped in cellophane, so you can just kind of rip right through that cellophane and not have to monkey around with this too much to get at the stuff inside. I mean, it just opens up just nice and easy, and it really doesn't take a lot of effort to get this cellophane off. All right, I've done it. See, nice and easy. The thing that I really noticed about this is that that tortilla is super moist, and therefore it kind of sticks to the sausage. It doesn't fall off when you take it out of that wrapping, which is gonna be really good. I'm gonna take a bite so that I get some of that tortilla and some of that meat in the same bite. Here we go. Oh, wow. That is big and juicy and meaty. It is super savory. It has all that flavor that you really want in a sausage. You get hit with the spices, and then you get that tortilla taste in there that really makes this kind of unique to Texas because it's a big sausage and tortilla. I'm pretty sure they have sausage and tortilla in other states other than Texas, but I'm not sure if they do or not. All right, so moving on to number 4, and that is this, the jalapeno peanut brittle. And the reason why I selected this as one of my odd items that you could find here at Buc-ee's is because, yeah, you can find peanut brittle literally at every gas station all over the world. But only here in Texas at Buc-ee's can you find it with jalapeno. I'm sure there's a lot of other gas stations where you can find peanut brittle with jalapeno, but it is not from Buc-ee's, and that makes this unique. We're gonna crack this open and give it a try. So this looks like any other peanut brittle in the world. It's chock full of all those roasted peanuts. It's super thin. It really has that peanut brittle look to it. But I bet that this is gonna pack a little bit more of a punch than just peanut brittle. Let's give this a try. All right, so I'm waiting, and nope, it tastes just like peanut brittle. There is really no spice to it. Usually that spice hits you after you eat something like this, and first you taste that sweetness, and then that spice hits you. And for being jalapeno peanut brittle, not a lot of spice to this, not a lot of jalapeno flavor to this. It tastes basically just like any peanut brittle in the world with just a slight hint of jalapeno spice aftertaste at the end. Really kind of disappointed. I really wanted this to be like really super sweet and spicy at the same time, and it's kind of not. That's kind of disappointing. All right, so if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I'm from Minnesota. And when you come from different places in the country, whether it be Minnesota or Maine or California or Washington State or Florida or right here in Texas, you are going to have different tastes and you're going to have different kinds of regional food. And our next item, which is the pickled quail eggs. You're not going to find this on any shelf in Minnesota or anywhere really in the upper Midwest that I'm aware of. Could be there, but you know, I haven't really seen this. So to be honest, I'm not really a fan of pickled eggs. And I don't know that I've ever had quail eggs before. So pickled quail eggs, I'm a little bit nervous about this, but we're gonna give it a try because it is a unique food to Buc-ee's. All right, so here I've got my little quail egg, and I'm just gonna pop this in my mouth and give it a try because that's apparently the way to eat quail eggs. Here we go. Oh. 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 Oh man, is that delicious. No, it's not. It's not. It's not delicious at all. It's very briny. And that briny is very overpowering, which is obviously the point of pickled anything. But for my palate, for my tastes, it is too briny. It's just way too briny, and it's way too salty. And the texture of the egg is way too rubbery for my tastes. People out there may love it. I mean, they obviously have it for sale, and if people didn't like it, well, they wouldn't have it for sale. But for me, very, very rubbery eggs and very salty and very almost spicy briny. And that coupled with the texture of kind of very rubbery eggs, that was an odd item for here in Buc-ee's. and one I'm not gonna try again. So I'm probably gonna just find some people that, well, I don't know, maybe they do like it here in Texas, and I'm sure that I can find some people here in Texas that would enjoy this jar of eggs, because I don't even really want it in the car with me anymore. All right, so after that, I'm gonna need to eat about 45 of these crackers just to cleanse my palate a little bit. And I don't think that's possible at this point. That taste is going to stick with me for at least another 7.5 years. Whoa. So for item number 6, I've saved the sweetest for last, which I'm glad that I did after that pickled quail egg. We are gonna try out the watermelon cotton candy. So when it comes to fruit flavors, there are 2 that I like more than any others. And one is watermelon, the other is banana. But look at that, it is just a big bucket of cotton candy. That's green because it's watermelon. So look at this, it's nice, it's pillowy, it's cottony. It looks like cotton candy that's been, well, crammed into a bucket like this. But we're just gonna give this a try. Melts in your mouth, just like cotton candy does. Forms a nice chewy center, just like cotton candy does. But there really isn't a watermelon taste to it. I mean, maybe there's a hint of watermelon taste to it. But it's super sweet, super cottony. You know, in the store I commented that this probably would not be as good as if it came fresh out of those cotton candy machines that they roll around. And we've all seen them, we all know what I'm talking about. But put into a container like this and then sat on a store shelf for however long it sat there, I would think that it would lose its ability to melt in your mouth and be just as delicious as fair cotton candy, and it's not. I mean, this is really kind of good. It does melt in your mouth. It does fill your mouth with sweetness. The only complaint that I have is that it's not very watermelon-y. I mean, the flavor of watermelon really doesn't come out in it. And if you handed this to me and didn't tell me that this was watermelon cotton candy, I would never guess that this was watermelon cotton candy. So guys, that is the top 6 odd, kind of weird, unique items to Buc-ee's that I could find here at the world's largest Buc-ee's, which isn't gonna be the world's largest for longer because I heard they're building a bigger one in Tennessee. But for now, as I'm filming this is the largest Buc-ee's in the world here in New Braunfels, Texas. So guys, if you have any other suggestions of any other kind of iconic roadside places that you want to see me test out their food, leave that comment below. Let me know where I should go next. And if you're hungry for more, check out that video right there. If you're starving for more, check out that playlist right there. All right, I think that I want to put that prickly pear cactus jam on that big sausage.